What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a former WWE star banned from returning, WWE reveals crazy WrestleMania match card, the identity behind the new El Grande Americano, Ric Flair calls out Tiffany Stratton, Drew McIntyre's Summerslam replacement revealed, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, as always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, another 10-bell salute. WWE did open up with another tribute to WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan. This time the tribute was joined by the Raw superstars on stage, as well as Hogan's son Nick and his wife, and Eric Bischoff. And we gotta admit, the tribute was very touching, and WWE did an excellent job in giving Hogan his final send-off from WWE. Kinda surprising that they put CM Punk at the front, right? They even had El Grande Americano pay tribute. Number 2, mixed tag action. Mixed tag matches are rare in WWE, however last night WWE made the exception. WWE delivered AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors versus the Judgment Day, and it was wildly entertaining. WWE should look to deliver more matches of this nature, especially involving top names, as they offer something completely fresh on a weekly TV product. Number 2, Punk shines. WWE needed to hit a home run when it came to the final build to CM Punk versus Gunther for SummerSlam. The build has virtually been non-existent, but this is predominantly down to the lack of TV time between the prior event and SummerSlam. With that being said, Punk's promo last night on Raw truly set the tone of the entire match. Punk explained his motivation for wanting to become world champion again, and Gunther, as always, was the perfect villainous foil. Number 3, a new character tease. Bayley's recent work has been settled but expertly done. On Raw, Bayley would address missing both WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and she simply said that she's at a loss for words. Fans are theorizing that this could lead to a heel turn, potentially even at SummerSlam this weekend. And whilst a heel turn is possible, it does look like Bayley could be debuting a new character of sorts, which is incredibly exciting. Number 4, statement made. WWE had a clear mission statement for Raw last night, and it was clearly to make Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed look as credible as humanly possible ahead of SummerSlam. When the main event match between Reed and Jey Uso ended in a DQ, chaos ensued, and Reed and Breakker ended up taking out both Jey and Roman Reigns to close out the show. This was definitely the best booking, and whilst it somewhat gives away that the duo isn't planned to pick up the win this weekend, the visual of the two men standing over Reigns is a memorable visual that could be used in highlight reels for more promotional material for the faction. And Reigns is selling. Roman Reigns often gets praised for his selling, and last night, Reigns sold the physicality of Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed's attack incredibly well. Specifically, when Reigns took a spear from Breakker, Reigns sold a move like he'd been split in half. Reigns' impressive selling continued as he was hit by a devastating tsunami. We're still wondering why Bronson Reed took Reigns' shoes after the spot. Is Bro using them as a trophy? But that was a good what about the bad is number 1, it never ends. There's no end in sight when it comes to the El Grande Americano persona, and now WWE's added another layer to the storyline. On Raw last night, the Americano persona played by Ludwig Kaiser would interfere in the LWO vs Judgment Day match, but then seconds later, another wrestler wearing the mask would appear to cost the LWO tag titles. This is an ambitious angle, and it's unfortunate that Michael Cole seems completely over it on commentary, as his lack of enthusiasm is palpable. We're just wondering what the payoff's going to be. Is it El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano at WrestleMania 42? Winner gets to keep the gimmick? There's nothing downright ugly on this week's show. The show did a solid job moving forward with the major storylines ahead of SummerSlam this weekend, another beautiful tribute to Hulk Hogan, and hopefully SummerSlam delivers after a somewhat disappointing WrestleMania back in April. What do you guys think of the Red Brand this week? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at a former WWE star banned from returning. Now our top story today takes a look at the latest when it comes to a potential WWE return of Brie Bella, and it looks like the former Divas champion could be outright banned from making a return to WWE television. Brie has now addressed this directly during an episode of a podcast, and she stated that the reason why she hadn't returned to WWE relates to her husband Bryan Danielson. Due to Danielson being a contracted AEW talent, it provides a significant roadblock for her. When I've been on red carpets or in interviews, there's one question I constantly get asked, and it is, when will we see you back in the ring? As if I have that power. So I've constantly made the joke, or waiting on the call, which in some ways can be true, and in some ways I'm just saying something cheeky and sweet so I can get on to the next question. I know my roadblock is the fact my husband is with the rival company, and for some people, it makes them uncomfortable at WWE thinking I would be there when my husband's with AEW, and you know what, that's okay. Danielson working for AEW making WWE uncomfortable speaks volumes, and it's hardly a big deal that the two names could potentially work for rival companies. We've seen this time and time again in WWE, and it's literally occurring right now with names such as Rhea Ripley and Buddy Matthews. During the podcast, Brie stated that she wishes WWE felt different on the situation, but she's not angry or bitter. I've kind of looked at that roadblock as people have the right to feel. People feel uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable and that's okay. Does it bum me out at times that I wish their feelings were different? Absolutely. But it doesn't make me angry and it doesn't make me bitter. Hopefully WWE realizes how ludicrous this is and decides to bring Brie back into the mix. Only recently there have been rumors of WWE outright banning Daniel Bryan from doing the yes chant in AEW, even with Bryan doing it anyway. Next up, WWE WrestleMania 41 looked a lot different. And the new WWE Unreal Series debuted today, and one of the main takeaways from the show is that WWE had a truly stacked card in place for WrestleMania 41. In the show, WWE actually revealed what the lineup was going to be, and the initial lineup included the following top matches: CM Punk vs Gunther for the world title, Roman Reigns vs Seth Rollins, Bron Breakker vs Drew McIntyre with Stone Cold Steve Austin as the guest referee, Bianca Belair vs Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax vs Jade Cargill, and 2 ladder matches for the Intercontinental and US title. Now, it was also revealed during the series that initially Punk was supposed to win the Royal Rumble, but after a suggestion from Michael Hayes, WWE decided to go all the way with Jey Uso for WrestleMania. Also in the show, they revealed a hilarious pitch for Chelsea Green during the Royal Rumble match. The pitch would have had Chelsea Green enter in as number 30 after all of the participants in the Royal Rumble had already eliminated themselves, leading to Chelsea to becoming the default winner. Now, the plan was shot down pretty quickly, but it actually doesn't sound that bad. It fits a character, and this would have been something hugely different to what WWE have ever done in the past. Next up, WWE almost delivered a shock title change. And the WWE Unreal Series also gave fans an inside look at the inner workings of WWE, and it was revealed during one of the episodes that Kevin Owens almost won the WWE title at the 2025 Elimination Chamber. According to The Rock's longtime writer Brian Gewirtz, one of the plans was to see Cody Rhodes turn down The Rock's offer to sell his soul, and then The Rock booking an impromptu matchup that would see Kevin Owens becoming champion. We proposed at Elimination Chamber Cody turning down the final boss. That was going to lead to the final boss making an impromptu title match right then and there that resulted in Kevin Owens, who'd been in a storyline with Cody during that time, leaving with the championship. Kevin Owens winning the title wasn't the end goal. The takeaway was whatever it is we do, it needs to be seismic. That's the big question. Now, this would have been insane and would have been a unique way to generate buzz just before the biggest show of the year. Next up, Drew McIntyre's SummerSlam replacement revealed. A Drew McIntyre SummerSlam status remains in doubt as McIntyre still appears to be stranded in the UK. If McIntyre is unable to make it back to the US in time for the weekend, there are numerous names that WWE could book in McIntyre's place, and The Miz is already campaigning for the spot. Speaking in an Instagram promo, Miz stated,
"That looks like the United States to me, and I'm not landlocked, so it looks like Logan Paul needs a partner. Let me ask you a question. Who is the person that brought Logan Paul into WWE? Went out on a limb, put his neck out, and said how great he is going to be. Not only did he do it, he surpassed all of my expectations and your expectations. But I don't even think Logan Paul has scratched the surface on how good he can be. I look at him as someone that could be a world champion. He's not just a celebrity playing wrestler. He is the blueprint to what the future looks like. And now he has to go to SummerSlam and go up against Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. Let me ask you this. Who did I beat to win my first WWE championship? Yeah, I've beaten Randy Orton. Not just once. Many times. On big stages. And I can do it again. And then there's Jelly Roll. And some people would crack jokes. I'm not going to crack a joke. I applaud Jelly Roll's weight loss journey. It's been incredible to watch. And I love the grind. But there's a difference between dreaming of this and living it every single day. This isn't a bucket list. This is my life.
Now, while some fans may be disappointed if The Miz does indeed receive the SummerSlam nod, His inclusion makes a ton of sense. As he's pointed out, he has history with both Logan Paul and Randy Orton, and The Miz has worked with celebrities throughout his career, so it makes all the sense in the world for WWE to use him for that role. But if not The Miz, then who else? Next up, the identity of the new El Grande Americano revealed. Just when the El Grande Americano storyline couldn't get even wilder, a third wrestler portraying the character debuted on Raw last night. The masked wrestler appeared during the end of the LWO vs. the Judgment Day match for the tag titles, and there were numerous theories on social media related to the identity of the individual. The most plausible is that it's former NXT UK champion Pete Dunne. Americano has the same body type as Dunne, and fans even noticed the hands and mouth are the exact same. It appears to be the trend that wrestlers with nothing to do are automatically given the Americano persona, which is a rather interesting way to utilize them on television. Next up, Seth Rollins' replacement revealed. Now, there's strong belief amongst fans that Seth Rollins' injury is legitimate. This comes after Raw last night, which saw Bron Breakker declare himself as the new leader of the faction. Now, if Rollins wasn't hurt, it would make little sense to declare Breakker as the new leader. But that's unless WWE had planned to have Rollins and Breakker feud, which seems unlikely this early on in the faction's existence. However, there's a case to be made that Seth Rollins is not injured, but be sure to tune into our Summerslam Rumors video for that one. Next up, Ric Flair calls out Tiffany Stratton. Ric Flair has finally commented on the infamous angle between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. In a promo segment on the road to WrestleMania this year, both women went off script and Stratton decided to reference Flair's personal life. And now the Nature Boy has made his thoughts on the segment very clear, and during an interview with Ariel Helwani, Flair stated that he's embarrassed for Stratton and he labeled her personal insults as cheap. I'm embarrassed for her, I'm not going to say anything else. That was the cheapest stuff in my life. Whatever it was hurtful. If it was a shoot, that's even worse. That's something you don't joke about. The segment between Flair and Stratton played a key part in one of the episodes of WWE Unreal, and Triple H even made Tiffany Stratton apologize to Charlotte Flair after the jab. He mentioned on the series, "So I need Tiffany to understand that's obviously not how we do this, right? So she needs to apologize to Charlotte and they need to get on the same page." Next up, Kevin Nash lashes out at people making fun of Hogan's death. Now on his podcast, WWE Hall of Famer Kevin Nash commented on the passing of his former NWO stablemate and friend Hulk Hogan, and he's had enough of people disrespecting his death. "I know Nick and his dad were super tight. They spent every day together. For the people who want to go after Hogan for doing this or that, you know what? How about F you, man? He's dead. How about his kids, man? Can you just lay off the man? Ain't nothing gonna change now. It's sensationalism. I never liked him anyway. Who gives a F? Think about his kids. Think about his friends and his family, and if you don't have anything good to say, shut the F up." Do you guys agree with Kevin Nash? And finally, CM Punk wants an MCU role. Our final story today takes a look at a new interview from CM Punk, who's revealed he wants to join the MCU. Punk has delved into acting over his career, and in an interview with Film Seal, the WWE great revealed he would love to play the Punisher in MCU. Who would I play? I'm a big Punisher guy. I think it's a black and white world when you're the Punisher. That would be fun. Not that John Bernthal does a bad job. Punk has extensive history with Marvel, as he's previously written numerous comic titles focused on an array of popular Marvel characters. But do you think it'd be a good fit for the Punisher? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.